Can you imagine like driving down the road and you pull over and you find this like little pouch, because I had it in a little zippered pouch. Like you find this little pouch, open it up, and inside is this like weird looking stick thing that looks like sort of like a funnel, and there's hand sanitizer in there, and it smells sort of like pee. What's up guys? So I'm back. I have short hair, it's blue, life is changing. So this week I'm going to be telling you guys a little bit of a story. It's not even really a story, it's a collage of stories about some of the weirdest places I've peed. This is requested by one of my lovely subscribers. By the way, you guys, thank you so much for watching my videos and subscribing. I don't have that many of you, but you guys are amazing. Yeah, so she wanted to know what is the weirdest places or like strangest places you've peed. I just thought it was such a perfect question because I have the world's smallest bladder. Like, you guys don't even know. And I mean, it's not measured, it's not in like Guinness World Records or anything like that yet, but literally my friends don't even like traveling with me anymore because I have to pee all the time. And I mean, I actually had to go take this comment and show it to my friend because it was so ironic. It was the first comment ever on my channel, so I was like, it was just so ironic. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. Let's do this. I didn't know anybody would want to know my weird pee stories, but you know what? Okay, we'll do it. So I'm gonna tell like 3 short stories real quickly that are like some of the weirdest pee experiences that I've had or worst pee experiences that I've had, and then I would like to know one of your guys's down in the description down there. Okay, so this first story takes place when I was in college. I was living in the dorms because I got like a percentage off my tuition if I lived in the dorms, so living in the dorms. And one day we get this notice saying that the bathrooms in the dorms and all the buildings near the dorms were going to be closed for like the day, like 8 to 5, because they were doing like construction or something and fixing them, and they were like, oh, students are in class anyway during this time. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I had classes at like 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. and then again in the evening from like 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Like, my classes were only 50 minutes long, so they were in blocks, but morning blocks and evening blocks. So I have these classes, morning blocks, evening blocks, and have to go back to my room. Well, I could go somewhere else too, but like everywhere on that side of campus, no water, so everything was closed. I'd have to walk really far away. So I just went back to my room thinking it's gonna be just fine, I'll just like whatever. Actually, I don't even think I realized that the water was gonna be off. Like, I knew that it was, and then, you know, you forget and you don't realize. So I get back to my room and go to the bathroom, everything's blocked off. And I'm like, oh yeah, the water, dang it. So I have to make some decisions. Am I gonna walk a quarter mile to go to the bathroom? No, I cannot hold it a quarter mile.
World's smallest bladder. So
out of sheer desperation, I went back to my room, shut my curtains, because the bathroom was literally 2 doors down. That was a strategic move I made when I moved into the college in the first place. So yeah, go back to my room, shut the curtains, and then I had a step stool that was for getting like stuff off the top shelf. I pulled that in front of the sink in my room and peed in the sink. Yeah, I did that. But I didn't just do it once. That was literally my urinal for the rest of the day, which is like kind of totally disgusting, but also kind of totally brilliant because I didn't have to leave my room anymore for the rest of the day. I just stayed there with all my snacks and my school and my bathroom as well, because let me tell you, walking down the hall every hour to pee is kind of a pain in the butt. So yeah, and all day I was so afraid that I was going to be caught because I just imagined like all the water's off in the school and there's pipes going different places and there's all these workers, right? So imagine the pee just going down the school drain and out of a pipe somewhere, and somebody's working on it, and they're like, somebody just peed in a sink. I don't know, this is just what my imagination was doing. I was just thinking, oh, somebody's definitely gonna find me like find out that I'm peeing in the sink, and I'm gonna have to go to the dean and like have a conversation about why it's not hygienically appropriate to pee in the sink. That was just, I was terrified. And then also my room started to smell a little bit like pee. I was gonna tell you, your room will start to smell a little bit like pee, as if you wanted to do what I had done and pee in your sink, which you probably shouldn't. But yeah, so I was so paranoid about it, probably not for a good reason, like who's really gonna tell the dean, but it was just a weird time in my life. I don't know. But yeah, my room started smelling a little bit like pee, and that night when my they have RAs who like check on you, make sure you're in your room when you stay in the dorms. She came and checked on me, and I'm like thinking, my room smells like pee. She's definitely gonna know that. She's gonna think either I pee the bed, which I did as a kid, so not too far off, or that I peed in the sink. And I almost would rather she thinks I peed the bed, because that's more normal. But yeah, that was like the first weird pee thing that I ever did. Weird pee thing, that sounds very fetishy. It's really kind of embarrassing, but also kind of smart. So the second story that I have for you guys is about a road trip that I went on, and I was chaperoning with one of my best friends a group of kids across the country to an event that they were going to. And I had brought along this thing called a pee style. Now, before I get into that part, you should know that we were driving a van full of all teenage boys. We were rotating on and off, and the male that was our chaperone was in a motorhome that he owned, driving it across with his family. So it was literally just kind of us two girls and this van full of boys driving across the country. And so I had brought this pee style along, which basically, if you don't know what it is, it's like a Go Girl, which is like a device that allows you to stand up and pee. Because I was like, okay, I need a way to be able to pee where these little munchkins like aren't going to be able to see me out the van window. You know what I mean? So got that, and it was all good. But about 2 days into the trip, I lost it somewhere. I left it on the side of the road. I don't know. Which, by the way, can you imagine like driving down the road and you pull over and you find this like little pouch? Because I had it in a little zippered pouch. Like, you find this little pouch, open it up, and inside is this like weird looking stick thing that looks like sort of like a funnel, and there's hand sanitizer in there, and it smells sort of like pee. I mean, that would just be kind of trippy. Anyways, so I accidentally left it somewhere, and of course discovered it quite quickly that I'd left it, and made a large ordeal about it. I already had discovered that it was something that was a necessity.
World's smallest bladder.
Peeing on the side of the road. I can't just pull down my pants and pee with a bus full of boys, you know? You need to have a way to turn around and just pee. So my friend was like, okay, let's stop at the next Walmart. So we stop at the next Walmart, take the entire van full of boys, teenage boys, into the Walmart with us to look for a new pee stick. So if you can imagine us walking through Walmart and this whole trail of boys following us, and we go to the camping section, because that's normally where they are, and we finally found a Go Girl, which is not the same thing as what I had. What I had was made of plastic, and a Go Girl is made of rubber, okay? Important distinction, but it's basically the same thing. So I was like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever, it's not that much, we'll get it. And it has its own case. I don't even have to buy that. I had to buy the case for my other one, so great. So we get that, get back in the car, and we get to our campsite, which is in the same town within a few minutes, because we're camping because we're cheap. So I don't have a chance to use it. There's a bathroom there. Didn't have to use it. We ended up staying in that town for a couple of days just to do some hiking and things like that, because we'd made this trip into kind of an extended trip so that the kids could see things around the country, because like if you're driving a whole busload of kids around the country, they might as well see more than the destination, right? That's a really long drive to just see one thing or go to one event. So we spend the night there, and the next day we get up and we get ready to go on this hike. I automatically think, great, this is an opportunity for me to bring my Go Girl along and have it in case I need to go to the bathroom. So I pack my Go Girl, we go up in the woods, and pretty soon, yeah, I have to pee. So I go behind a boulder, because I'm not gonna just pee in front of everybody, right? Like, you still have to get off the side of the road a little bit. So I go off on like to a boulder or whatever, and I take the pee style out, and it's rubber. You have to remember it's rubber. And I hold it, and I start peeing, and I can feel warmth, and I'm like, it's leaking. And so I'm trying to like adjust it, and I ended up literally just spilling the whole like thing of pee on myself. And then in addition to that, I'd already peed like a whole bunch, because I was used to using the other one and you just pee and it's all good. And anyways, I ended up with an entire, like, I'd wet myself is basically what it came down to. And we were already like 5+ miles into this hike. So I had to walk out 5 miles with peed pants that looked like they were peed. This was not just like you peed your pants, kind of splashed it, could be anything. And not to mention, I had to come out from that boulder into an audience of a bunch of teenage boys. So that was fun. The last story that I'm going to tell you guys tonight about weird pee experiences is about a trip that I took with my friends. Man, I should stop taking trips. So a couple years ago I went to New Zealand with some friends, and one of the activities that we did when we were there is we went canyoneering. And to go canyoneering, which is basically, if you don't know, by the way, canyoneering is where you put a wetsuit on and then you put a rock climbing harness on, and it's kind of a combination of rappelling, swimming, sliding down stuff. It's really fun. It's really fun, but it's also a lot of work. So we were on a trip to go canyoneering, and we had a guide that came and picked us up, and it was just like our group in like a Jeep. So he came and picked us up and drove us, and it took like probably 2 hours to like get up into the canyons. And then we went on our canyoneering trip. All was good. Anytime I had to pee, I just peed in the wetsuit. He said, please don't pee in the wetsuit, and I just kind of peed anyway, because where else am I gonna pee? Like, I'm not gonna strip off a wetsuit with everybody around in a canyon and pee, you know what I mean? So we get to the end of the trip, and the area that we came out in, we was where we started. So we stripped off all of our clothes, put on our new clothes, and as we are getting ready to go, I'm like, I really have to pee.
World's smallest bladder.
So my friend's like, why don't you just go pee over there? Like, we'll all look this way and stay over here. Because you have to remember, this is canyons. So smooth, sandstone, little brush at the very bottom where we were, but it wasn't like an area where you could go and just pee and not be seen by everybody. You know what I mean? So she's like, you go over there and we'll just like, you know, casually look the other way. And I was like, okay, that's cool, whatever. Because like there was the tour guide and stuff too. I don't know, it was just kind of a weird thing. So I like walked over a ways and kind of close to like where the Jeep was, and I turned so that my face was facing like my friends and, you know, the people, because I have this weird thing where I'd rather this part of me be facing you if I'm gonna pee than the back side. I don't know, that's what I prefer. So that's what I was doing. I get done peeing and I walk to my friend who is hysterically laughing, and I'm like, what? Like, what's so funny? And she tells me, you just peed with your butt facing a major road. And I'm like, what? We're in the middle of nowhere. We drove like 2 hours to get out here. How am I peeing with my butt facing the road? So I turn and look, and there is a road going by the other road that the Jeep was on, and it's full of tour buses. And she said I was just sitting there just like peeing forever, and you know, like a dozen tour buses filled with people had passed by and were watching me pee. So we had a good laugh about it, but it was also kind of horrifying. So yeah, fun life peeing experiences. Those are the pee experiences I have today, you guys. If you have any other like requests for weird videos, I would be happy to take them. Thank you guys so much for listening to my story. I would love it if you guys want to subscribe to my channel. I make new videos every single week. And also, if you could give this video a thumbs up and help it out a little bit, that'd be really cool. And I will see you guys next time. Bye guys!